October 19th, and we are back for more best bets and previews here in the NHL tonight, alongside the man So Money and Rusty Bill here. We'll get into all of tonight's games, give out our best bets, and as always, if you have questions, please make sure to send them in the chat throughout the show here. We will try to answer those before we finish this one off. But before we can even get started here today, I want to remind people that the show is brought to you by BetStamp. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to use multiple sports books and always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp to do so. Make sure you can save time and money before you bet by checking BetStamp. So make sure to download the app today, as it does compare odds across every sportsbook for games, futures, and player props. If you are looking to sign up for a new sportsbook, please make sure to check out the link in the description. That is betstamp.app/edgework. You can just click that link in the description. It does help support the show. Now, this today is going to be a good lesson for why you need to be subscribed to the channel and have notifications on. We will get through a bunch of the games here, but So Money, there is a number that is already starting to move, so we will get to you so that people have an opportunity to get this one in. First and foremost, the Calgary Flames and the Buffalo Sabres. What are you looking at there, and why are we having to jump on this one quickly?
So let's go ahead and lock in the Flames right now. What's the one? Yeah, minus 115. That's fine. So basically, a couple of things here. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
He's over there firing away on the Flames.
A couple of things here. So Buffalo, coming off their game against Tampa Bay, I thought that they looked good for the first period, but I wasn't really too impressed as that game as that game wore on. We know that Vladar is going to start for the Flames, and I think that this is a good opportunity to get Levi a day off here too in a non-conference game. Even if he does start, I'm still good with the Flames here. For Calgary, when I look at their team chart, we talked about heading into the season where I did like the Flames coming into the season, but I was underwhelmed with them in their first couple of games. They did finally show signs of life against the Caps, which was something I was looking for. Even though they lost that game, I thought that it was a bit of an unlucky result for them. So I was looking for something from the Flames, and I got to see it against the Caps. So I do like the Flames here, and it's on the move now anyway. So I think that we needed to get that out quickly.
Okay, fair enough. We grab minus 110 there. It is widely available across a bunch of different books. Pull up the BetStamp screen. So Money before, because people will be able to watch this later. They will be able to listen to this on podcast form. What's the stopping point for you here on the price on the Calgary Flames today?
Minus 125.
Okay, out to minus 125, and then that is it. So if you are watching this back later, if you're listening to this on podcast form, that's kind of the end point. But Russ, any thoughts for you on the on this Calgary Flames Sabres game here tonight? Now that we've got the bet locked in, everyone's had the opportunity to go and place it.
Yeah, no, I do agree. As I said last week, I don't have a ton of data on Devin Levi, so it's hard for me to take a stand on this game with just a limited amount of data that I do have. But I think, I actually have been looking for spots to fade the Sabres. I don't think they looked very good in that game against the Lightning, and I think this is a great spot to do it. It's interesting because right when Dan Vladar got announced as a starting goalie, the Flames started to take money, which is exactly what happened last year towards the end of the year. It seems like, somebody with some influence in the market has Dan Vladar, significantly better than the odds have him. And so we've seen that a bunch of times. And actually with the numbers, I like the Flames. Like I said, I just don't have enough on Devin Levi to lock it in personally for my personal bet. But I'm all Flames tonight, and I pretty much agree with everything somebody said.
Well, there you go. Vote of confidence on the pick there. So now we'll move on. We got more games tonight, and again, if you do have questions, please make sure to send them in the chat as we'll get through those throughout the course of the show here today. Another one this one we got a double best bet on, but Russ, will throw to you for your side of the game, what you might be looking at, and then so money can chime in here. But we're looking at the LA Kings Minnesota Wild game. Currently looking at the Kings plus 100 is best price available, but you can find that minus 103 and even moving out here to like about minus 114 and further on some different books across the BetStamp app. Which side are you looking at here tonight, Russ? And why are we locking this in now?
Yeah, we played the Kings right around plus 100, minus 101. I think I see a minus 103 right there. I would definitely still play that. But yeah, this is a pretty standard play against the Wild, and it looks like we're going to get Marc-Andre Fleury, which makes me like this bet even more that we don't have Gustafsson in net. This is simple model play for me. I've got the Kings all the way out to minus 140-ish. I think that the line should be a lot higher. There's a couple of things probably keeping this line down. Minnesota does have a couple players out with Boldy and Spurgeon. And then you've got Arvidsson out on the Kings side. But this Kings team, this is a perfect situation for me because one of these teams, the Kings is a team I want to buy on early in the season, and the Wild is a team I want to sell. And I think this line should be a little bit higher. The Kings have gotten unlucky, I think, a little bit starting the season, but they are playing very good defense. They're second in expected goal differential, fourth in expected goals against in the small sample size that we do have. So yeah, I think this line is a little short, and I'm happy to jump on the Kings here, especially against Marc-Andre Fleury, who I played against, a ton last year, and it worked out pretty well. I think, he had a great game last game, actually looked kind of like the old Fleury. But I wouldn't expect that to happen again. And I think minus 103, 101 is a great price on the Kings.
Yeah, and I mean, so money, the cat's out of the bag here. I gave the secret away that you were interested in this one as well. Why is it that you're in support of the LA Kings here tonight?
Well, in honor of the double best bet here, can we get an Omaha one time?
Omaha.
So I agree. I agree with what Russ was saying. I'm on the Kings here. It's mostly look, the Kings are a good team. I don't know what they're doing with their goaltending situation. I don't know why they decided that it would be in their best interest to go with Copley and Talbot to start the season. But we are where we are right now. But they are a good team. This is more of a fade against Minnesota. I'm not too high on them coming into the season. They're going to be without Boldy as well, so that's a big loss for that team. So I do like the Kings. I think that yes, their first game of the season was poor. I thought they looked as that game wore on against Carolina, they were starting to look better. And in their last game, obviously against the Jets, they finally showed what I was looking for from them in terms of their 5-on-5 play. I still worry about their goaltending, but that's something I'm going to be worrying about all year. That's also reflected in the line as well. So I think that there's more of an edge here on fading Minnesota than there is necessarily betting on the Kings. But I do want to fade Minnesota a bit more, so I will be on the Kings here as well.
All right, well, there you go. 2 best bets so far. We're not even 10 minutes into the show here today, so if you do enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit like here, as well as turning on notifications so you get notified as soon as we go live, because 10 minutes in, 2 best bets given out, numbers are on the move. You're not going to want to miss a single second of this show being live. Now, Russ, go throw over to you here. Again, you're looking at another best bet tonight. We've been pretty good here on the show as a collective in the totals department. Now we're going to look over to the Carolina-Seattle game tonight. Total sitting at 6, minus 101 on the over, minus 111 on the under there on Pinnacle. You can see some different books at 5.5, some sitting at 6.5. But Russ, where are you coming in here tonight on this Seattle-Carolina game in regards to the total?
Yep, we played the under 6 right at even money. I think up to minus 110 or minus 115 is a great play on under 6. If you've been following me on Twitter or on the BetStamp app, you know that this Seattle team is one of my favorite teams to go under on. We have played every game under, and we are 4-0 on unders this year. This team is perfect situation, perfect team to take unders on. They actually have a really good defense, and they can't generate any shots on goal. They can't generate any chances. They really don't have that one player maybe McCann. Other than that, they really don't have that one player that can take over a game that, you would expect to have 2 or 3 goals. So, just watching them in a number of games already this year, they struggled to score, and they're really, really good on defense. I think that Philip Grubauer is playing pretty well, which just enhances this under. And, I think that, honestly, we're going to see a point in the season where their totals are down to 5.5. They're that bad on offense, and they're that good on defense. So until the odds makers make an adjustment, and that, I'm going to need 7 goals to lose this bet. Until then, we'll continue to play the under on this team. Under 6, I think if you can get that up to -110 is fine. I probably wouldn't necessarily take the expensive 6.5. It looks like there's like a -130, -135. I don't think that's necessary. Just take the under 6. Yeah, -110 is fine. I think I got it closer to even money last night. But yeah, if you've been following me this year, that you could have seen this coming a mile away. If we played it yesterday, locked it in. It hasn't moved a ton, which tells me, there's a little bit of market resistance out there. I expected this number to go down, especially against a Hurricanes team that's just awesome on defense and really hasn't done a ton on offense. I would expect like a 4-1 Canes win, something like that. 3-1 would be great. So, yep, under 6 is the play for me here.
Russ, are you telling me that Carolina scoring 6 goals against the San Jose Sharks the other night was not indicative of what their offense will do every night?
I think that's more indicative of the Kings goalies, just like we talked about earlier. Generally, this Canes team wants to slow down the game, kind of muck it up, play defense and just put shots on goal. But, I think that this Kraken team can actually limit some of the chances that they have. And I don't think that the Kraken are going to score over 2 goals here. So, 3-2 would be fine. I think this under is a good play.
All right, well, there's a good question here in regards to the totals because you talked about you're going to go under 6 up to -110. There are some juice under 6.5. So you see -130. Some other books here even are sitting at just the 5.5, and you get plus money on those. Archer asking, how much juice is each 0.5 goals worth for totals? So Russ, if you're pricing these out, for instance, you're looking at another 20 cents to get that half goal, and you avoid the push. If it goes at 6, you win that bet. How much is that worth to you? Why is it that you're going to kind of decide to stay under at the 6 and just pay the -110 on this one?
Yeah, it's a little bit team by team situation for me, and sort of how much edge I have in each projection. Like I said, I'm projecting Kraken closer to 5.5 for most of their games. I have this one just a shade over 5.5, so it kind of depends from team to team. But generally speaking, I would probably consider about 30 cents difference the time to go over, or the time to adjust your bet to the higher number. For example, I think that if you got a under 6.5 at -120 or so, that would be a fine play. It's just, when you're betting a season long bets, over unders, sides, totals, in a league where teams have 80 some games, you generally don't want to lay, a ton of juice that will come back to bite you. So if you can get plus money, that's always the goal for me. So I think in this situation where I expect this game to go significantly under the total, I'm okay with just laying the 6 basically.
All right, makes sense. Now, so money, we've got another best bet from you here tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you, based on the way that the text was sent, I was slightly confused here, so you might have to clarify on me where we're gonna go. But I believe we're looking at the Arizona Coyotes tonight. Is that correct? Did I decipher the text correctly?
It was clearly a howl in the text. I don't know how that was confused. Like it was, I'm the one that's on West Coast time here in the morning, right? So, yeah, I mentioned this in the last episode. I really like Arizona this year. I do have them. Either they're going to make me look really smart, or they're going to make me look like how I looked with the Boston Bruins last year. I do view this team as a team that can steal one of the wild card spots, and I love the way that they've played too this season. You look at their record, yeah, they're 1-2, but you look at who they've played. Right, they started the season on a 3-year Eastern trip against against one two elite teams and one team that has the potential to be better in the in the New York Islanders. So I do like Arizona. This also coincides with how I feel about the Blues. I think that especially with Buchnevich out, I think that this team just lacks a lot of offensive firepower, and we're seeing that in the first couple of games. If Binnington does this again for the third game, the way that he's been playing, like, so be it. It's not something that I expect is going to continue throughout the season. With me being high on Arizona, with me wanting to fade the Blues as much as I can, and also just if the Blues are going to win, it's going to be on something that hasn't happened the last couple of years, which is consistency from Jordan Binnington. I'll take my chances on that. So I am on the Coyotes. I will probably be adding to that throughout the day as well.
Okay, so we grab that at plus 100, widely available number for people. And again, make sure to shop around because there are some 105s out there just not widely available. So we'll leave that alone. But somebody, what would you be interested in playing this up to here as it goes throughout the day?
Yeah, so I'm assuming Binnington does get the start. I can't see any reason why he wouldn't, but assuming he gets the start, I do like the Coyotes to minus 113.
Okay, there you go. Now we do have a guest pick in, so we'll give this one out here as well. This one is coming from Matt Alber. He's throwing us in an under in the night in this game here. He's going to take the
Love it.
under 6 at plus 100 in this game between the St. Louis Blues and the Arizona Coyotes tonight. So we'll lock that in plus 100. This one is widely available as well. Now, Russ, you say you love it. Why is that? Why are you looking at the under here? I mean, Mr. Tobias,
Yeah, both of these teams. Yeah, both of these teams have been dead nut under teams so far this year. Yeah, we've hit it a couple times on the show. I know Moretto has locked it in a few days ago, and it won easily. But yeah, I think so many hit it. This Blues team lacks offensive power. They're just they're not good. They're not going to get a ton of shots on goal. I think that there is a chance that Binnington, does play as well as he has been and, lets in less than 2 goals here. So I was actually looking at this under. It was 6.5 yesterday, and it has taken some money to the under. So it's kind of it has kind of put me off of it a little bit. I would have loved to have that 6.5, but I think 6 at even money is a great play, just as we discussed. So I completely agree with Albers here. I love to lock that in on the show today.
All right, there you go.
Before I forget, can we address the music in the intro music? It was
what's up?
Does it change?
It was outstanding this morning. It had a very 90s R&B vibe to it, which is right up my alley. I thought that was amazing. So I just wanted to address that. Great work on the music this morning.
Yeah, it got me pumped up. Anything other than Cotton Eye Joe 1,000 times is I love it.
Jeremy comes in chat every day and says, "Where did you come from? Where did you go?" # Cotton Eye Joe every day. So as soon as it's over, I see that comment in there. But I couldn't do that.
Cotton Eye Joe at 7:30 in the morning is not. It just hits different.
Yeah, and once I started hearing it like hundreds of times, it felt like that was it for me. I was tapped out on that. So just to kind of keep things fresh here as well, we'll keep things switched up throughout the days of the week, different songs each day, try to keep rotating through. So glad you guys like that one. Now, we've gone through all of the best bets you guys were looking at there. Is there any other games here tonight? So Money, will go to you first that you're looking at as maybe something you might be interested in, might want to get towards, but maybe the number isn't there yet. Maybe your Vancouver Canucks taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight.
Yeah, that was actually a game that I wanted to kind of touch on. I don't have a bet, and I don't think that I will have a bet, but in terms of the market breakdown for this, it's a very interesting case study, right? You have Tampa Bay. They are seen as a team now that's kind of fallen off. We're seeing market sentiment against them. You look at them at home in the mid minus 120s, right, against a team that was a bottom feeding team last year that missed the playoffs, that had a very low market sentiment. That says a lot with how far Tampa Bay has fallen. Of course, a lot of that has to do with their goaltending. We all know about Jonas Johansson and how we feel about him around these parts. But we might get Stamkos back. He was skating, so possibly with Stamkos back, we're looking at Tampa Bay in the mid minus 120s. Now, I'm not rushing to bet it. I still think that it's pretty fair, but there's no reason at this moment to be betting on the Canucks in this game, in my opinion, just because we still have that sweep against Edmonton in our minds, and we also have a Philadelphia game where you could kind of write that off as just a um, like just a bad game after beating Edmonton. But the way I look at how the Canucks season has gone is that you look at you you look at game one, the 8-1 win that game just got away from the Oilers. I didn't think
Yeah.
the Canucks looked great against Oilers in the second game, and obviously they didn't look good against the Oilers in the third game as well. So I'm not rushing to bet on the Canucks, and also Jonas Johansson, right? So um, he is playing right now behind a team that is doing everything possible to not let him see shots, right? So and like
Yeah.
the quality of shots that he's facing as well, um, they're 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 not as high quality as what the in terms of the goals he was like giving up the last couple of years. So um, unfortunately, we're getting to a point where he's not an auto fade and he's not an auto over either, right? So, and
Mhm.
those are the kind of things where you have to recognize that in the market. Yeah, the last 2 3 years, I've been fading him automatically every time he gets confirmed. I don't even care who they're playing. It was a bet on the over. It was a bet against him, right? But I think we're at a point now where we got to be a little bit mindful of the fact that he's playing behind a different team and their strategy is different as well in terms of how they're going to insulate him.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember the days of Jonas Johansson is playing run to the window are no longer upon us here. So money that was what the whole breaking news piece was put into this show for, was so that
Yeah.
when Jonas Johansson was announced, we could just click the button and everyone knew what was going on. But it feels like that is moving behind us. But in
Mhm.
terms of, I got to ask you guys, because I know that people are going to sit here and maybe think that I'll be biased. I know that Moretto's sitting at home punching air right now, so I'm going to bring up this game. But the Leafs currently minus 130 tonight against the Florida Panthers. You're seeing the total sitting at 7 in this one, plus money on the over. Russ, is there any interest for you in this game? Is there any way that you might want to get involved? Where do you kind of think the number would have to go to for you to want to do that, or is this fair?
I think it's pretty fair. I actually have the side right on. If anything, it would be an overlook. I think that anybody that has been watching this season or watches hockey at all would kind of lean that way. But at a flat 7, this is a pass for me. Unfortunately, you need 8 goals to win that bet. It doesn't look good. This is one of those games that has a ton of shots back and forth, and then it ends up 3-2 or something like that, where they go to overtime 2-2, and your bet's dead. I think this would be a great game to watch, and I was hoping I had a play on this game, a rematch of the second round from last year. But yeah, there's nothing for me. I just can't. I can't trust either team right now. And according to my numbers, there's no edge at this price. So it'll be a pass for me. I think if I found a way to get down to 6.5 even, which it doesn't look like is going to happen at all, I might take a stab at the over just because you need
Right.
7 goals to win that. But now this is a no play for me. I think that, this is a good, kind of watch and see game. This is a good test for both teams to, see which one is actually for real, because both teams have looked like they have some issues to start the year. So it's a pass for me, unfortunately.
All right, talk to me, so money. You're all in on the Leafs here tonight, right?
Well, as you know all too well, Zach, the Leafs will show up for certain games and they'll lose 4-1 to the Blackhawks in other games, right? So
Correct.
um, you're very familiar with that. I think that this is one of those games where the Leafs, you would think, probably show up for. The problem is the price, right? So
Yeah.
I would have wanted the Leafs a little bit cheaper. That is the look that I would be looking at. I don't think they've played poorly this season. Yes, we're talking about defensive issues. We're talking about goaltending has been subpar so far. But in terms of their 5-on-5 play, I think they've been fine. The problem, of course, is that we are inflated in the market. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with Ekblad being out, Montour being out, Bennett, right? So I think all of those elements are already worked into the line, and then you have the premium on just who Toronto is, right? So I think that they do take they do take money in the market in these kind of games where you would expect Toronto to show up. So I think that the premium's already built in. I'm not rushing to bet on Florida either. So unless if Toronto comes down a bit throughout the day, I'll be sitting this one out.
All right, fair enough. I think that that's fair, and yeah, I know we know this Leafs team all too well in regards to what they do in some of these spots. This is one where they show up tonight and blow Florida out of the water, or they lose handedly the other way, based on what this team is capable of doing in spots where people are going to sit there and have any type of reliance on them. Now, Russ, I'm going to go to you to talk about your Colorado Avalanche. Big win the other night against the Seattle Kraken. We talked about it on the show yesterday. One of the things that was interesting there is Seattle actually plays very well, but their power play stinks, which kind of just opens the door up to the Colorado Avalanche there in that game, allowing them to actually score a shorthanded goal and take over control of that one. Now you're here tonight. The Chicago Blackhawks continue this basically what is a circus tour for Connor Bedard to start this season, just taking off all the big markets. You see Colorado to minus 345 here tonight. This price very, very expensive on the Avalanche. You see a total at 6.5. Any thoughts on where this total and this money line has moved to now? Would you maybe at any point here start to have any interest in playing on Chicago?
No, unfortunately, I'm not as crazy as those Tuesday guys taking the highest dog on the board just blindly. I do think this number's a little bit inflated, but the Avs have looked great this year. They've surprised me even a bit, and my numbers a bit. They have just played very, very well. The Blackhawks have actually surprised some people too. They played decent. I think that, this is one of those games where it's probably fairly close throughout the first two periods, and then the Avs just blow them out of the water in the third period and win by 2 or 3. Right. So this is fairly on. I'm closer to minus 300 on the Avs. So, technically speaking, there is a small sliver of value on the Blackhawks, but it's not enough for me to step in front of this Avs train. I think, hopefully they just keep playing this well and, are hopefully kind of pissed off about how the season ended last year, because they played great so far, and I think Georgiev has played awesome. So there's no play for me. I think if you gun to my head, maybe a plus 1.5. Hope that get there plus money on the Blackhawks, but no, I'm not playing this game at all. I think it's probably fair on market, and it's just one of those nasty underdogs that I don't want anything to do with, unfortunately.
Fair enough. So money, are you gonna get ridiculous today, disgusting as they said on the Tuesday show, and look for a big plus money?
No, I'll be passing on the game in terms of the sides and totals. The Bedard shots on goal prop goes in automatically whenever we're able to get some get some down on that. But so that's an automatic until we saw it opening at 2.5. It's at 3.5 juice right now. So
Yeah.
I'm being told that we still need to do it until 4.5. So
yeah.
So that just goes in automatically. I don't in this game as well. I don't want to bet against Colorado right now. I think that they're playing at a level to start the season where they've got something to to a play for right now, and they're at a level where they've started out in midseason form. So this is until they show a little bit of a dip. It's I'm not going to be betting against them right now. So I'll pass. It's a big number, but we're not the disgusting brothers, so I'll be I'll be passing on this.
No, we value our units too much on the Thursday show.
Yeah,
But yeah, it seems like, of course, yeah. No, I mean the Bedard shots is the only way to look. It seems like Vegas is just getting hammered on these plays. He's gone over in every game so far. So yeah, I tend to agree on that.
All right. Before we wrap this up, because I know we've gone through most of our best bets here.
Sorry, Zach.
Yeah, I
one
was
more
going to
thing.
go any other games for you here.
Levi is going to. It looks like he's expected to start in this game.
Okay. There you go. There's our breaking news. That's what
Yep.
you get on the Thursday show. So money here, the breaking news, jump in. But appreciate that. Any other games for you here tonight? So money that you might be looking at, or maybe that could be within range throughout the course of the day, but you need a certain price to come to them.
I was looking at the Nashville Rangers under. We are on Jonathan Quick watch though, so I think that this could be a situation where he possibly gets to start. And of course, that's another situation where I don't really understand the signing. So I gotta we have to wait. It was setting up to be a quick Lankinen matchup there, but it looks like that we will get Igor Saros. So let's actually go ahead and lock that in. Actually,
All right, there you go. We'll take the under 6.5 here in this Nashville Rangers game.
yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Sorry, it's gotta get to that.
Yeah. all good. Price you're good up to here?
Yeah, it looks like Igor's in.
Yeah.
And Saros, yep.
Yeah, okay. Let me just adjust it here. So yeah, I'm good to minus 115.
On 6.
Under 6 there?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take the under 6 minus 111 on Pinnacle there. You can get a bunch of different prices available across different books, so make sure to sign up using BetStamp, betstamp.app/edgework there, and make sure to use the BetStamp app to line shop to make sure you're always getting the best price no matter what you're betting on. But we are going to lock in under 6 minus 111, good up to minus 115 for the Rangers Predators game, as so money just hands us there one more on the way out the door with that goalie confirmation. Russ, any other games for you here tonight that you might be looking towards or hoping something pops up throughout the rest of the day that you might be interested in? What number might that be?
No, I mean, I was looking at the Jets a little bit at home against the Knights. I think it's a super interesting line. It tells you that the Jets are getting quite a bit of respect at home, but I think that we're going to get Laurent Brossoit in net. I think he's already confirmed for the Jets, so that kind of gives me a little bit of pause. I'm actually surprised to see that Vegas is staying right around minus 110. They'll probably end up taking a little bit more money, I would think. But that's something I would kind of lean towards if we would have Hellebuck in net, and the Jets at a plus money price at home is always a way. It's always a way that I lean towards. But I think with Brossoit in net, I will. Even though he did play well last year, he had a great season. But it'll be a pass for me with LB in net, unfortunately. But I think that will be a very interesting game.
All right, there you go. Those are our best bets for today. We'll recap them here to finish off the show. As always, if you want to track the picks given out on the show or throughout the course of the show, you can find us over on betstamp.app in the Find Better section as Edgework HQ. But in regards to today's picks, where we're at right now, we'll go through these. The Calgary Flames money line minus 110 tonight against the Buffalo Sabres. Full unit on all of these plays. So everyone that I'm giving out here, full unit on all of them. So Flames money line minus 110 against the Sabres. We're taking the Predators Rangers under 6 minus 111. The LA Kings Minnesota Wilds. We're going to go with the Kings money line minus 103. Then we go to the Blues Coyotes game, and we're going to take the under 6 plus 100. Then we take the Coyotes money line plus 100 there as well. And then finally, we have the Carolina Hurricanes, Seattle Kraken under 6 minus 110. So running through that again, the Flames money line minus 110, Rangers Predators under 6 minus 111, Kings money line minus 103, the Coyotes Blues under 6 plus 100, the Coyotes money line plus 100, the Carolina Hurricanes Seattle Kraken under 6 minus 110. Thank you to everyone who tuned in here today. Greatly appreciated as always. If you haven't already, I mean, so money, we're going to put you on the spot here. What kind of form are you in right now? If you haven't already subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications, please make sure to do that. But as always, take a second. Oh no.
Smash it.
Not quite ready, but smash the like button. Hit that like button while you are here. Before you
These kids have ruined my desk.
Blame it on the kids.
I don't know what anything is on my desk here.
Well, maybe So Money will have that prepped for tomorrow's show, but you will see us back here, myself, So Money, Alex B. Smith, tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and just in case, picks are coming out immediately as the show begins. But thank you to everyone who tuned in here today. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets. Let's have a day.